Expedite, the pre-workout, is designed to really help you get through those moments where you feel a little fatigued. Sometimes your body does get a little tired, it gets a little sore. With this kind of stuff, it picks you right back up.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Marcos Villegas being joined with Adam Kownacki in Brooklyn, New York, with a shaved face. I saw you last week on an Instagram live, and you had like a full beard going on. You shaved a little bit.
Yeah, I shaved. I cut my hair. I wasn't used to it, so I had to get rid of it.
How you been,
All
man?
the trimmers were sold out in Target, so I had to order one on Amazon Prime.
Oh, really? It must have taken a little bit longer, huh?
Yeah, it took 2-3 weeks to come in.
Yeah, man. All my orders are on back order. Even to get like a simple mat, it's gonna take like 3 weeks.
Yeah, so it's luckily I had some kettlebells and stuff to work out, but yeah, it's been tough.
You planning on growing out your hair out on top?
I did, but the hairline goes way too back, and then like a little bald spot in the middle. I'm like, nah, my hair days are over.
Yeah, not working for you?
Not working.
So how you been, man? How's this whole time been for you?
I mean, it sucks, everybody's in lockdown. I mean, try to stay in shape, stay moving, and can't wait to get back to the gym and start working out.
With this whole time, I know all the fighters I've talked to, this whole thing has been completely different for them because they're in different cities. You're right in Brooklyn and in the New York area where it's COVID has particularly hit a little bit harder. How has the day-to-day life been for you over there?
Yeah, so I grew up in Brooklyn, but now I live in Long Island, so it's not that bad. They got a little property upstate, so I stayed there for a good 2-3 weeks when it first started going on. But then I was like, gotta look someone in the house, and so I came back. And yesterday it was a nice day, so we went to the city actually to check it out, and it was actually packed. People were in the park. I was like, this is scary. So I'm back home. Yeah. I was like,
I would have turned back home right away too.
Yeah, I was like, it's definitely not for me. So I went back. It was pretty busy, but I guess it was 2 bad days. It was like 2 rainy days. So people stayed inside. So I guess they just wanted to get some nice sun,
Yeah, I think it's getting to a point where people are just getting so stir crazy, they just want to get out, but it's this thing doesn't look like it's gonna get done with anytime soon either, though.
Yeah, it's scary because you get it so easily,
Yeah, man. Otto Wallin got it. Travis Kaufman got it. Marshall Kaufman, his dad, got it. I just saw the Mr. Mendez from Mendez Boxing.
Yeah,
died because of it.
Yeah. A lot of people 2 people from Mendez died. Somebody else passed away for that gym.
Yeah, and then someone from Gleason's too, right?
Maybe it's been bad. I mean, it's Jimmy from Jimmy's Corner also has it. I'm not sure what happened with him, but he got it. He was in the hospital with it. So it's been getting a lot of people. I mean, people are like, I hate when people are saying, "Oh, it's people get the flu and they also die." But I never heard of nobody dying from the flu. Personally, I never knew nobody that close to me that died of the flu. With this, you hear it left and right. But then you hear a lot of good stories too. My cousin had it and he recovered, so that's good. Like you said, Kaufman, he got it, he recovered. Otto too. So it's good that people are surviving, but it's we don't know the long side effects of this.
You said that your cousin got it. Does your cousin live here or is he in Poland?
He's here.
He's here.
Yeah, but it wasn't that bad. He got it in for 2 weeks, so he was alright. But you other people that that weren't alright, that went to the hospital and some that passed away.
Yeah, it's weird because from talking to everybody, because I've talked to a lot of people that have gotten it, especially on the boxing side, because I want to get their stories out, how they experienced it. It seems that it hits everybody differently, which is I guess you don't ever know, like, if you do get sick, because like some people it's very minor, other people it's like very, very bad. And like I'm reading, it depends on like your blood type too. And if you're predisposed for certain conditions, if you had pneumonia in the past or asthma growing up as a kid, it affects you more. So man, it's a trip.
Yes, something new. It's new data. We have enough data to say like what it is and like the outcome. I mean, or like some states want to open up already.
Yeah, Georgia's open.
Yeah.
That's crazy, right?
We're gonna see, right?
I don't know. Like some of our producers from Fox live in Georgia, and yeah, they were telling me like, yeah, we think it's a little too early to go ahead and open it, but they're doing it. And I'm just like, oh man, I wouldn't go. Even when they tell us to go out, I'm still gonna be a little cautious about going out.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I go foot shopping, so always had a mask on my scarf, wash my hands. I come in, take my clothes off in the garage, throw them there. Like take the whole precaution, because especially I have a kid or my wife, like getting somebody else sick. That's something that's really scary.
How has it been doing the dad life now? You have a newborn. You had him a few months ago.
Yeah, he had 8 months, so he's
8 months.
Yeah, he's crawling now. Actually, just before the interview, we took a nap. I woke up, went to the bathroom. I come back, he's already like on the edge of the bed. I'm like, no! I run forward, like almost had a heart attack. Yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah, that's good, man. That's good. Have you been able to sleep?
Better. I learned to deal with it now. So
yeah.
the wife, not so much. She's very cautious. He sleeps with us too. So my wife been up every couple of hours, but I'm beginning to sleep better. But definitely, it was something I regret doing for fight camp. Like I definitely should have like a separate apartment or stay somewhere else, because definitely the rest took a hit.
Yeah. You need all the recovery you can get when you're in camp. With this free time, have you been doing anything cool, or have you just been chilling?
I'm working out. I have some kettlebells and working. So I'm working out with that. I have a trim at the house. I'm doing that. I'm trying to stay in shape. Hopefully get back. Had a minor setback before all this happened, and can't wait to come back.
Yeah, I want to touch on that last fight, but I know a lot of fighters. It's a weird thing right now, because on one hand, all this free time can lead to like what a lot of people, because at the end of the day, you guys are normal people too. A lot of people eating right now a lot of people drinking a lot because they're stuck at home, just binge watching on Netflix. But you've been good. You haven't been.
Yeah, I mean, I think I had like maybe once with Bubble there. I did like a shot on stuff on Instagram. So I was like a drinking game.
Yeah.
Pick up, and I got a lot of heat. Like,
yo, oh, you did?
Yeah. Everybody was smashing. I was like, oh man, I should delete this. But yeah, but I don't really drink, so I try to stay away from alcohol as much as possible. But so it hasn't been an issue. Also, the weight I'm trying to keep down, because usually I blow up in between fights. Luckily, after this fight, it's been low. I'm running my fight weight, what was the fight. So definitely, it's been good. Definitely will.
What is usually your fight weight?
Last I was 265, so 260, 265. And
then when you blow up, how much do you go up?
Yeah, a lot. 280. Yeah, too much.
Well, like
it's usually the first 2-3 weeks after the fight, like you just indulge everything, and then like, yeah, I still got time. Got like 4 or 5 months. You're all right. And by the time you know, it's like 2 months. Like you're like, oh shit, I gotta lose the weight. Yeah.
The good thing though is you're a heavyweight, so like there's no like weight limit. But obviously you want to be at an ideal like fight weight. But
right, yeah.
You guys have that liberty, like you don't have to stress too much about a weight limit.
Right. But still, like you gotta keep the weight down just to make sure. I mean, I don't know if that's a real effect, but whatever, it is what it is. Especially the way I'm built. I mean, I'm a little chubby, so I'm getting heat for that all my life.
Dude, I got the same genetics, man. I can't drop the chubbiness that I got down here in my stomach area. This whole quarantine, I've been running every single day. You know how much weight I've lost? 5 freaking pounds. And I haven't even been eating bad. 5 freaking pounds, man. It's driving me nuts.
It's the hair.
Yeah, probably. I can't even get a haircut right now. It's terrible. No, it's funny because I wrestled, and I know hair doesn't weigh a lot because I remember there was a weigh-in that I was off by 2 pounds, and I was freaking out, and I started buzzing like my leg hair and some of my hair on the top, and it didn't even amount to like 2 ounces. So I know hair from experience is not too heavy. You know, you mentioned that sometimes you blow. Well, not sometimes. You said you blow up after every camp. Is it because you've been in training and dieting that you just like give me food? Like you just start wanting to eat everything you can because you've been in such a strict diet for that whole camp?
I think it's more of habits, you know. Growing up, like I never ate good, and like always like a Snickers bar was what 50 cents, where a sandwich.
Those were the days when Snickers bars were 50 cents.
Right, that was probably like $1, right?
Yeah, $1.50 now, man. That's like in the 90s.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Growing up, it was like 50 cents. So now, a sandwich or something healthy was more expensive. So obviously, not really having any money, you took the cheaper thing. So you took that, you ate that, it gave you sugar, which gave you a lot of energy to keep up, and you made it to a day. Then you got home at night and you ate whatever mom cooked. But so it's a lot of things, bad habits than anything else.
Did you grow up poor?
Yeah, I mean, we were immigrants. You know, we came here from Poland, didn't really have anything. My parents worked hard, and so yeah, obviously, it was tough.
How poor were you guys? There was always food on the table, or was it pretty rough?
I mean, there was food. It wasn't crazy, but definitely, like, we had some health food city and stuff. So,
you know, it's almost, I don't know. I feel like when you grow up poor and you grow up like struggling and sacrificing, like it does so much to like build your character in terms of like valuing things and like valuing like hard work. Compared to someone who grows up pretty like well off, I've noticed.
Right. Yeah. I mean, of course. I mean, like that's what I said. Like, we always had like food on the table. We always had decent clothes. Like it wasn't hard. Like I'm not saying like you hear a lot of worse stories. So that's why I make myself like a victim here. But you had like you saw people like had nicer clothes. Like you had to get the Pele shoes and stuff. You didn't.
Yeah.
Other kids had the Jordans and stuff, or the Nike. So I remember in high school, like the North Face jackets were in, and like I had the South Pole, and I was like, oh my! I used to crack jokes at me like, oh my god, you some poor ass white boy,
Oh, man, that's the worst, dude. Kids can be so freaking brutal, man. I used to hate every time the school year would start because I remember my mom could only afford like one or two new shirts or pants, and then the rest I had to go like to the Salvation Army to like find.
Right.
It was like it was the worst, man. Like I dreaded it every year, man.
Yeah, I had like 30. It was really comfortable. Like it's a navy, so like they didn't say like Old Navy, it said Navy. I guess it was like from the.
It was a knockoff.
Nah, I think it was just like a Navy sweatshirt,
Oh, really? You trying to
like,
say that it was Old Navy?
Yeah, I was like, maybe I should like write with a pen. Oh.
Yeah, man. But I tell you, like, now that I'm older and I think about it, I see like how tough it is for like like immigrant parents that come here and they don't have anything, and then I look back at it and I feel like those tough times really like made me appreciate like what my parents did, and it just made me value things, made me value that like hard work and like what I have, because like I live really simple now because of that. Like I don't I'm not into like material stuff and all that because of how I grew up.
I spoil myself a little bit,
Yeah.
Yeah, luckily boxing changed my life, so I made some money and
well, you're on a different pay scale than I am. I think I'd buy like a nice watch, a nice little Rolex if I had that kind of income.
Right, yeah, but it's not too crazy. But then you like realize like that stuff isn't important. Like it's not really making me a lot more happier or a lot more successful. I mean, that's why it's like, all right, I had it. I'm like, all right, cool, it's nice, but it's not really changing my life. So I'm definitely, I backed up that stuff and started like thinking more about making the right investments and living simple and investing the money right. So it lasts me for a longer time.
Yeah, that's good, man. Because a lot of fighters don't know how to invest, or they don't invest their money at all.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's sad. We hear all these stories for world champions being homeless and being broke. So it's tough.
You know, why did like I always wondered this too. Like, all you guys have managers. Like, do your managers like tell you like, hey, you know, here's an investment plan that you could contribute to, or is that kind of like on your guys' like own thing to go and find that out?
I think it's like me and my manager are pretty close. Like we speak on a regular basis, so it's maybe a little bit easier. But I don't know like how is it with other guys. But he tells me like, hey, keep your money, make sure you stack it away, make sure you put it on the side and stuff. So but then like I don't know, like I guess it always interested me like how to have money, how to invest it. I'm always reading up on that stuff, and so it's a lot of work on yourself, you know. And you gotta listen. Like also like your trainers and stuff, they tell you what to do, but if you don't pay attention, you don't do it. It's not gonna really work.
Yeah, that's true. You know, speaking of that, man, did you listen to your trainer about the fight? What was going on? Were you listening?
I mean, I got caught with a good shot. I thought I was winning the fight, and then I got caught with a good shot, and I got hurt, which I don't know. The last time I got hurt, even in sparring, like I did not react. I'm a warrior, so I went forward. And being hurt and going forward is not really a good matchup. You know, you're supposed to take a step back or hold, which I don't really know how to do or don't like to do. So then I got caught again with the 1-2-3 that put me on behind, and then he just came forward very aggressively and threw a lot of shots, and the referee stopped it. So it was definitely tough, but the camp was good. I mean, I probably could slow it down a little bit. One thing I was saying like, relax, you got this. But I guess I wanted to, you know, make sure I knock him out and stuff. And I thought I had him too, which kind of stinks because I thought I had him like a third round. I was like, so he was tired, and I went for a kill, and he caught me with a good right hand, and then the downfall came.
He must have some pretty good power, because that shot, it wasn't fast. It, like when it connected, and at first the first knockdown I think was ruled a slip from what I remember, but like when I was watching it, I'm like I didn't know if like he connected with you, or if you just
it was a slip. No, he connected. That's what really, because I went forward, and when you come forward and shot hits you, it's like double power. It's a lot stronger, you know, because you walk into the power shot.
Yeah.
And I got caught. That's the shot that really hurt me. And when I got up, I was like, all right, I'm good. And I came forward again, so taking like a step back to recuperate. And then he caught me with 1-2-3 that put me on my ass, and I got up, but then he rushed me, you know, and the referee called it off. So
yeah, that's a hard thing too. Sometimes when you get hurt, you just want to. I don't know. It's kind of like a haze in a way. Like you're like, nah, I gotta get it back. You know, and you just kind of let emotions take over sometimes too.
Yeah, that's what happened with me. You know, I want to get the payback instead of being smart with it. Like I said before, like I never really got hurt in sparring in fights before, and it was definitely like a learning lesson, you know. But it's a sport. What sucks now is like all the fans like talk so much shit. I wonder how many of them actually box or put on gloves, or these experts. Like I really wonder like how many of them actually try the sport themselves or actually got in the ring before they talk like how easy or how hard it is, you know. So but it was definitely a learning experience. I mean, and all do is just learn from it, come back, and build back up, you know.
Those first few days after the fight, they must have been tough then, huh?
Yeah, it sucked. Like, I didn't want to talk to nobody. I was like, especially the atmosphere was amazing, was packed. It was, it was like must be like truly something else. But I guess maybe a little bit too much was going on. And, but I think that's for a reason. So it's not the end of the world. You come back. A lot of other great fighters lost. They came back, and I found doing the same.
Did you underestimate him at all?
No, I mean,
No?
we put in like a lot of rounds of sparring. I did a strength conditioning stuff. I was in good shape. I think what I maybe did a little too much was did a lot of like extra work outside the ring, like promotional stuff. I tried to wear like two hats, like do a little more promotional stuff, train instead of just focusing on the training. And so next fight, I'm definitely gonna try to go away for camp and just focus on the training because that's key.
You know, it's funny that you mentioned that because when I was doing research yesterday, it dawned on me like, man, there was a big size Polish crowd over there that they packed it. But I even remember too, you were doing a lot of media, a lot of interviews, and I was thinking like, man, and it was at home, and I was just like, I wonder if that affected him at all. You know, like being pulled in so many directions and like how stressful that fight week must have been, having to do everything and then having all that pressure.
Yeah, I mean, but now I call it a good shot. So you can't do that away too. Like it's called with a good right hand. And, but I mean, so I mean, it sucks. Like it really hurts. And but I mean, you got to do it. You know, like 2020 has been a really effed up year.
Yeah. It's crazy. In your fight, like the next week is when all this stuff started. That's the crazy.
Yeah. So, yeah. So it's been like it's 2020. It's definitely it's like a rerun. You know, just put it back and like start all over again.
Oh man,
but
this year's crazy, man. And then you hear about this Kim Jong-un stuff?
Yeah, I wonder how true it is or not true.
Yeah, man. Like what a crazy year.
Yeah,
start off with maybe World War III and then this stuff and then
the fires in Australia, Kobe dying, like it's so much stuff.
It's been a crazy year, man. Robert Helenius did an interview, and I was wondering if you saw what he said. He said that he wouldn't be surprised if you wouldn't want to take the rematch.
I would love it. Like definitely, hopefully, when this all settles down, we can do it again. And want to make my wrong or right.
Yeah, let me see if I can grab the exact quote because I found it kind of odd because there's not an immediate rematch clause in effect, right?
No, I mean it was a WBA title eliminator, so he might want to wait for that or whatever happens. But I feel like if he's so confident, he should take the rematch, right? If he doesn't beat me again, so. Because we don't know when Josh is going to fight again because he got a couple more fights probably lined up. So, I mean, it could be a stay busy fight for him, right?
Have you thought about the possibility, and how do you think of this as well? Because I've heard it thrown out there about fighting in empty arenas without fans.
I mean, it'll be tough, especially like with me because I've been a big following. A lot of fans come out, support. You know, the crowd gets very rowdy. It motivates me extra. So it would be weird, you know.
Terence did an interview that said that, well, if a fighter like at his caliber is going to have to fight in an empty arena, he would have to ask for a little bit more because he makes money off the gate and he brings a lot of fans. And do you think, or do you see that as a trend happening with fighters?
Of course. I mean, we also have like families to feed and stuff. So, but I think people we just want to fight too, though. You know, like we just want to get in the ring and make a living. You know, this is our job and this is how we get paid. So definitely, if that's what we got to do. I mean, I don't mind fighting in empty arenas, making sure everybody's safe. You know, because I think that's key, making sure everybody's healthy, and that's the most important thing.
Yeah, it's gonna be a trip when boxing starts up again because it's just like how are they gonna do everything? You know, because you got a fighter and they usually have 3 or 4 people for their corner, and then the other guy, and if they have like 10 fights, that's a lot of people, and then all the camera people, all the media, like that. I don't know. it's gonna be a strange thing when they start up again.
I mean, a new world, man. I mean, fight on Zoom, right?
Yeah, just two people and then just broadcast it on Zoom. Set up a little
Yeah.
camera.
Yeah, I don't know, but
Can you imagine that?
I mean, I saw somebody posted something. I don't know how true it is. The fights in Nicaragua or something.
At Nicaragua, yeah, they had fights in Nicaragua last night.
That was true, or that was like.
Yeah, that was for reals.
Okay, yeah.
It tripped me out because they allowed fans, but only to a certain limit, and they were 6 feet apart. And then they checked everybody's temperature before coming in, and then they sanitized them. But even then, man, they had the commentators like right next to each other, even though they were wearing masks. Like everybody doing interviews were wearing masks. The ref was wearing a mask. It was a weird sight. It was weird.
Yeah. Maybe you're gonna have like robots fighting like from home, you know?
Like that movie?
That movie, yeah.
With Hugh Jackman or whatever?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Who knows? Have you been given a date yet for a possible return?
No, not yet. I mean, I think nobody has been, right? We gotta wait to see what happens with this virus. I mean, that's key. You know, just to stay healthy, get this under control, see what happens.
If you would have won that fight, what would have been the next fight? Would it have been a Wilder or Andy Ruiz? Because I had heard that you were being targeted to face Andy or Deontay if you were to win that fight.
I don't know. I was just focused, like I said, on Robert Helenius. That was really the only thing on my mind. It was to win that fight. I didn't really want to talk. Everybody that brought that up, I was like, yo, after the fight, we'll talk about that stuff. And obviously, after the fight, I lost. So right now, I want is a rematch. You know, if it's not a rematch, hopefully I do fight one of the top guys. So we'll see what happens.
So you were never told anything like before the fight, like, hey, you know, this is what we want for you. This is the plan. Like, focus on this guy. But down the road, like after this fight, we're seeing that maybe one of these two guys is going to be your next opponent.
No, I mean it's boxing, so like stuff changes really quickly. People get injured, so you never know. I mean, for me right now, just make sure like stay in shape all the time, and make sure you know if opportunity comes again, make sure that I take it. You know, like last year with the Joshua fight. I mean, I was out of shape and I didn't see that fight. Now I gotta wait. God knows how long for a title opportunity. You know, so it's definitely something. But something I learned, you know. So it's definitely a learning lesson, and that's all we can do, you know. Just stay focused and train hard and see what happens after we're done with this virus stuff.
And, you know, you brought something up very interesting. You mentioned the Joshua fight, and you seeing what happened with Andy. Did you ever think like, man, I should have taken the fight?
No, I mean, I wasn't in any shape. Like, I took some time off. I was relaxing, and if I fought it, maybe I would have lost, and it would have been like, oh, you know. So I don't look at stuff like what. Oh, Eddie looked great. I focus only on myself and do what's best for Adam. I think I got to do more of that because I feel like with this fight too, I was trying to make everybody else happy, like with the media, with the extra stuff, and that wasn't right for Adam. And for me, and making sure I won the fight because that's what's most important. So definitely a lesson learned, and let's say, you know, we take it one day at a time, and I can't wait to come back. You know, I'm in good hands with Al Heyman and Keith Connolly. I have great trainers with Keith Trimble and Chris Carson. I mean, can't wait to be back. You know, I mean, let's say before it's a minor setback for a major comeback. You know.
Do you make any changes, or do you keep everything the same, or do you want to make any changes based on what happened?
I want to go away for camp. That's key, I think. I feel if I'm away somewhere for 6 weeks, it'll be a huge improvement, and then we can see what happens. I mean, because I beat top competition. I mean, Washington, I knocked out in 2 rounds. I beat Charles Martin in a unanimous decision. I mean, it was 6-4 on the scorecard, but he was more like 8-2, 7-3. Yeah, I mean, I beat Chris Arreola, who's in great shape. I don't think he came in that well prepared for any other fight than his whole career. tell you the truth. Like he was in amazing shape. So that was a good exam. So I mean, definitely I gotta make some adjustments. But I think that the whole camp was just a lot of extracurricular activities. Instead of maybe staying like an extra couple rounds on the heavy bag, I was like, all right, let's go. We're gonna do an interview and being rushed into stuff that wasn't really that important.
Would you go away to like Big Bear, to Vegas? Like, have you thought about like where would you want to go for a camp?
So like I said before, I bought like a little property upstate in Hunter, New York, Catskills. I mean, that has a lot of.
You're taking it old school then. You're taking it old school.
Yeah, so maybe do a little Big Bear kind of climate up here on the East Coast. You know, open like a little gym out here, and a camp where other fighters could use it too. You know, it's 2 nice buildings. But one of the buildings was actually a gym before, but then it was changed into like somebody used it for something else. So hopefully we could like renovate it, make it nice, and make a little camp up there.
I want to get your thoughts with what happened in the Fury Wilder fight. What'd you make about how the fight played out?
It's the heavyweight division. He got caught with a good shot. He tore his bicep or something, right? What else happened there?
You know what? There's been so much that's come out from that. Yeah, I heard that there was an injury. He had an injury, but then you know the whole wardrobe thing was too heavy, and he felt like he had legs. And there's been a lot of stuff that's come out from it. You know.
Right. So, I mean, it's boxing. It's a sport. Like sometimes we get carried away with the stuff outside the ring instead of focusing on the fight. You know, we as fighters, we're also entertainers, and we also try to provide the best entertainment for the fans, you know, and maybe we get a little bit carried away sometimes. In order to, you know, because if you're more marketable, you do more outside of stuff, media stuff, you make more money, right? Because you're a bigger draw. So maybe it wasn't an issue with the suit, but I mean, there was like I saw like interview like coming around where he said he works out with like a 50-pound vest. So it's like
you did that with Joe Rogan. Yeah, I remember that too. So yeah.
So it's tough, but maybe it had effects, maybe it didn't. I don't know. But the rematch should be great. You know, Deontay Wilder still has that power. So if he cracks you, you're going to sleep. So it's great. And then like also like people saying, oh, Tyson Fury is the greatest guy out there. When he fought out of Wilder, people were saying, oh, he ain't nothing. You know, so boxing is crazy because one fight, your last fight depends how good or how bad you are instead of like taking your whole career into perspective, you know?
Yeah, it's that saying, you're only as good as your last fight.
Right, yeah. So, but I'm interested to see that third match, you know, because I think Deontay Wilder still has that big right hand. And if he catches you, man, you're going to be hurt. So,
you know, I think a lot of people are underestimating Wilder in this potential third fight because a lot of people said, hey, if Fury did this to him, imagine what he's going to do in another fight. Like Fury already has him like figured out, but you can never count out a guy that can hit so hard like that. Like
exactly. I mean,
like,
that's what.
Like at any moment he'll get you out of there, and like even if in that third fight he could be losing every single round, and then just like that, he will put you out.
Right. I mean, it's a heavy division. Like just like with my fan stuff, you know, he's got Cole a good shot. And it's like, but him too, like he has a big right hand. So if you can't really count him out, well, that's boxing. That's what you gotta love it. You know, it's not like soccer where it's 90 minutes. If you're losing 3-0, you're gonna score three goals in the 90th minute. Maybe it happened like once in the history before, but it's very rare. You know, when you're losing 3-0 and then like you win 4-3, like that barely never happens.
Yeah, it doesn't.
But in boxing, you like one shot and it's over.
I think that's what makes it so exciting, though, is that like at any moment, like you can be losing every single round, and then you put like your opponent out. I think that's like the most dramatic. Like boxing is like probably the most dramatic sport that there is. Outside of maybe a penalty shootout in soccer, because to me a penalty shootout, like I'm like literally about to have a heart attack if it involves a team that I'm like rooting for, because I'm like on pins and needles, like stressing the F out over that.
Yeah, yeah, but that's what boxing is so great, and everybody can relate because everybody fights. You know, the whole world fights. Like, there's been like that's the one thing that we all agree on. It's fighting. You know, so it's truly something cool. Hopefully, it keeps getting bigger. Like boxing itself. You know, it's so. I think it is the greatest sport. Definitely, these are keep getting better. You know, I love like all the money that's coming into it. They're trying to make it better with obviously with PBC and Fox. Then you got ESPN, and then you got like all the other streaming apps. So it's awesome.
I bet you like the money coming in because some of it's going to you. They're good paydays too. So in the third,
Also, it's like marketing is one better. You know, it's
Yeah.
making it more. Like, us for us as fans, making it better.
so you want to see the third fight, but how do you see the third fight like happening? Do you feel that Fury is going to fight the same way, or do you feel it's a completely different fight again?
What it might go the same way, or he's gonna catch him with a big right hand. It's gonna knock him out. So I think it's a flip of the coin.
Yeah, a lot of fans don't want to see it though because of what happened in the second one.
I mean, well, making a boxing fan, I think is the toughest thing in the world. You know,
Yeah, that's true.
I'm never satisfied. Like it's
It's a hard to please sometimes, but you know what? When like you know, when they're behind you, they're behind you, and you got a very
but that's what's tough with boxing. Like they want every fight to be a Super Bowl. You know, like. But it can be like we gotta have a season too. We gotta have more fights. We gotta have like regular fights where, but then like every fight is tough because everybody goes in there to win. And like I don't think there've been so many like upsets this past year. It's been like ridiculous. And fans like, oh, you know, like you gotta love the sport. You can't just like love one fighter and expect him to be like undefeated and win it, knock everybody out, and then win all the time.
And I told Joseph Diaz Jr. The other day, I'm like, you know what, dude? I think we're going to, when this is over and we get fights again, like I bet you anything, we're going to see even more upsets because a lot of people are just chilling and they're going to want to get in right away, get fights, and they're not going to have adequate sparring. Like these dates are going to be like very hard to get. And you're going to see like a ton of upsets, I think.
You know, well, some great competition, you know? And I think that's what's key. You know, everybody's right now is laying back thinking about it, and the top guys are like focused, training. Other guys are just chilling back, relaxing, and you're gonna see. And like I said with the money before, like people want those paydays. They see all the money coming in. They're okay. If I win one more fight, I get one more payday, and if you get one more payday, it's for your family. So everybody's extra motivated, especially now with everything on the sidelines. They want to fight again. We're gonna be extra motivated to win, and so it's a great time to be a boxing fan. I think a lot of great fights are gonna be made, and I can't wait.
Obviously, you know you're a top 10 heavyweight. You were top 5 up until this loss, but you're still in the conversation with top heavyweights. In your opinion, who is the top heavyweight in the world? Who's number 1?
So I think Tyson Fury, I think it is, right? I think that's his last fight. He hasn't lost yet, so definitely you got to put Tyson Fury up there.
Don't tell Joshua fans that. They'll come after you.
Yeah, but they will, huh? He has no losses. You know, he beat former world champion too in Deontay Wilder, so I guess he gets number 1 spot.
No,
he beat Klitschko too, so definitely he probably has the best resume.
Yeah, you bring up a good point. He's still the only one that's undefeated.
Right.
Yeah, even though Joshua, you know, he redeemed himself against Andy, but that's another big question because Andy didn't really train for that fight, so he didn't.
Yeah, but you can't get that excuse. I mean, I think Joshua came. Yeah, Joshua came out prepared. He knew where he messed up, and he fixed his mistakes, and he came out being the better boxer. You know, and that's what Vladimir Klitschko did. Like he got knocked out early in his career twice, right? To Corey Sanders and some who was that before? Ross Putrin.
Oh man, the 2 Klitschko knockouts.
It's something like Putt. Puteri, I think is his name.
Him and his brother always blurred together with me. Chris Bird was Vitali, right?
Yeah, because that was the injury.
Yeah,
And
okay.
then it was Lennox Lewis. But Vladimir Klitschko, he lost to this guy Puteri, and then he lost to Corey Sanders, then he lost to Lamar Brewster.
Yeah.
So he had a couple losses, but then he came back and he was really dominant for a good, 5-8 years, I think, right? Like he just
10 years,
was
yeah.
knocking guys out left and right. You know, he fixed up his game, hired Emmanuel Stewart, learned to use that jab to that strong right hand, and his footwork it was really good. I remember being in camp with him, and the way he moves his feet was truly amazing. Like I was like, oh my god, like I didn't really know how important was footwork to being in the ring with him. You know.
I never knew that you were in camp with him. How was that experience like?
It was truly amazing. You know,
How old were you?
I was young, maybe like 23.
Mm-hmm.
But I just came off an injury, so I broke my hand when I was 21, 22. I was out for 3 years, and then I started training back again. Bashir was in the gym I used to train at, and he was like, "Yo, do you want to go to camp with Vladimir Klitschko?" I was totally out of shape, but I was like, "Yo, you can't pass up on that." So yeah, I was like, "Yeah, let's go." He took us out to a camp in Austria, the Alps. It was beautiful, and I was there. I sparred. I was there for 2 weeks, and then in the second or third sparring session, I tore my left bicep. So so that's because I came out of shape. You know, I just came off an injury. I didn't have like the right PT and stuff, and I tore my bicep. So that was another year off. But it was amazing. But then I went back again, so I recovered that, and then I went to camp again. It was awesome. Like the way he runs everything is very professional, and definitely I learned a lot.
How was it actually being in there in the ring with him and sparring him?
It was cool. Like definitely a cool dude, you know. But he moves like he spars with 4 or 5 guys, and you only do 2 rounds. So it's kind of like it's weird because it's like you do 2 rounds. It's like all right, next. So you can't really like. So it takes a little bit longer to get adjusted, you know.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. You always hear about his movement that he's very, very good and that he's very heavy-handed. Like, how did his punches feel?
I have a good chin. I mean, even though I got knocked out last fight, so I can't really say I felt it, but his footwork was truly amazing. The way he moved, it was. It was good. Like the way he moved, I was really impressed.
How was?
And then I saw him drop sparring partners too. Like so it was like, wow, like he could really crack.
Did he ever really get you good?
I mean, like I said before, like we only did 2 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
So it didn't really catch me that strong, but his footwork like really, and like his work ethic, like he was sparring 15 rounds, like 4 times a week. I mean, it's amazing.
That's a lot. Usually it's what twice, 2 or 3 times a week, right? That you guys.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he was truly like he had a good camp. Like it was cool to watch him like train and see everything he does.
You know, the other thing too about him, he's a smart guy, man. He's very, very cerebral in there.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, he's a doctor, you know. So right now he's doing some managerial stuff. He has like a college course, so I think he's very well off.
Did he ever sit down with you, give you like advice or anything like that?
I don't like putting myself on people, but he does talk. He said, "What's up? How are you?" Very nice. It was cool. Actually, I sat down with Emmanuel Stewart because I was there before he passed away. Actually, I think it was the last camp with Emmanuel Stewart he had before Emmanuel passed away. So when I saw my bicep, and I was eating lunch. Emmanuel was eating lunch too, and he's like, "Hey, young kid, come over here. I wish you stay. You did a really good job sparring." And then yeah, I wish you could stay longer, but you tore your biceps. You gotta go look at. We had a conversation with him, so that was really, really cool.
That is really, really cool. I only got to meet Emmanuel, I think, on 2 occasions, and I wish I would have had more time to speak to him and get to know him more, because when I got in this, it was already, I think when I got in, he ended up passing away like 2 years later.
Yeah, so it was, yeah.
So, growing up, Polish fans very passionate. I know this because, I've been to other fights with Polish fighters outside of you, and I love it because they always bring the atmosphere. Feel a lot of the football culture drips into the boxing.
It's awesome.
Fans, it is awesome. What fighters did you like growing up?
I think Andrew Galata started for me.
Yeah?
His fight with Michael Grant, I think. I mean, the way he dropped him twice, and then luckily he just quit in the 11th round, which got everybody upset.
Yeah, Galata was a weird one.
Yeah.
For sure, man.
He was Polish, though.
World, man. Had all the talent in the world, but just sometimes he'd just crack.
Yeah, he was all, I met him personally, too, like a couple times. Cool dude. Like, I really like him a lot. So,
yeah?
Nice guy. So, he got me into it, and then Thomas Adamek. Then the welterweights picked off, that I watched. So, it was Pacquiao, Cotto, obviously Mayweather, and, like, those guys,
What did I guess the times that you did talk to Galata, how was that? Because you don't hear much about him anymore either.
In the Polish media, he's there. He does a lot of different stuff. So I guess in the Polish media, he's well more active.
Mm-hmm.
But he's chilling. He's in Chicago. Has some, I think, real estate. He and his wife invested his money really good. They're well off.
I always wondered too. They have you fighting in Brooklyn, but with all a lot of the Polish fighters having fought in Chicago before, I always wondered, like, well, why don't they send Adam over to fight in Chicago? Because there's a big Polish fan base there.
Yeah, I fought there before once on the Anderson Fire undercard.
Mm-hmm.
It was my first fight with PBC, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was awesome. And then, but I guess I'm from New York, so big Polish.
You'd sell over there too, though, because there's a huge fan base over there for a Polish fan base over there.
Come on, I'm a New Yorker, man. You make it in New York, you make it anywhere,
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Well, I mean, other than Vegas, like, what's like New York is a spot,
Yeah, New York, Vegas. I don't know. Maybe you have a fight in Poland one day.
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome, Yeah, hopefully, but we'll see.
When's the last time you've been over there?
I was there last year before the fight.
Yeah.
Before my son, yeah. Well, before my Chris Ariola fight, because I had the Chris Ariola fight, and then my son my wife was pregnant, and then the fights. I was supposed to go after this fight, but with the virus and stuff.
Yeah. Well, that's cool.
Put a lot of stuff on hold.
That you still go over there. You keep your roots then pretty close then.
Yeah. I mean, I'm as Polish as New York as it gets, no.
The heavyweight division is, man, it's the time to be a heavyweight right now.
Oh, I got a crazy story to tell. When I went to camp with the Klitschko, Michael Hunter was there.
Okay, yeah, tell me, what happened?
Yeah, man. He's like, yo, where the fuck are you from, bro? It's like, you got this accent, but then you got some Brooklyn in you. Like, what are you, bro? So he was like, yeah, I was born in Poland, but I live in Brooklyn. He's like, oh, okay, cool. He's like, you got a specific accent where it's like it's different, So that was pretty cool.
Bro, yeah. I remember when I first heard you do an interview, I was thrown off because I was like, wait a second, he's Polish, but I'm like, he doesn't speak with an accent, and I'm like, what the heck? And then I started doing research. This was years ago when one of your very, very first fights that was on TV, because someone told me, like, hey, keep your eye on this kid. He's going to be really good. And yeah, it would trip me out because you're so soft spoken.
Yeah. So after the fight, I was doing a media interviews too. So there's Polish reporters and English speaking reporters. So I had a Polish question asked me. So I answered the question in Polish, and one of the English speaking reporters was like, "Can somebody translate?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'll translate." So then I ended up repeating what he said in Polish. That's pretty funny.
That's good, man. Hey, that's extra money for you, man. That's you got twin fan bases there. That's good.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, I mean, can't wait to get back in there. Can't wait to Can't wait for this virus to be over and fight again.
With Anthony Joshua, he has two mandatories coming up. I think the one with Pulev and then an Usyk.
Usyk, right?
Yeah. What do you can any of those guys beat Joshua in your opinion based on what you've seen?
It should be interesting, Pulev, his last fight wasn't that great, so it's hard to tell. Usyk should be interesting. We only saw a fight against Chaz Witherspoon, right?
Yeah.
In his heavyweight debut. So then I want to see a fight like a really big guy, Because when he fought above you, he had some issues, right? Until he caught him.
Yeah, he was. It was really competitive fight up until
Right.
he knocked him out, and I
Yeah.
was surprised because I thought he was gonna blow him out.
Right, yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, that's boxing's so cool. Like, everybody's training hard and we'll fight. Like, people, it's a walkover. It's not that easy.
Very true. Very true. Is there any other fighters that you're a fan of that in current right now?
I like Danny Jacobs. I like a lot of guys from Brooklyn that watch. Louis Collazo, I like watching. Who else is there? Manny Pacquiao, I like watching.
What do you make of Manny? Them saying that he might fight Mikey Garcia.
I'm surprised. He's like what? Old. He's
40.
40, and his fight with Thurman was crazy. He beat him too. He dropped it. I'm shocked how he's well to how he's keeping up.
Do you think he beats Mikey?
I would never say no. It should be because I like Errol Spence too. Errol Spence list. I really like Errol Spence. Because he was just Mikey Garcia was so much smaller than Spence.
Yeah.
So I wonder how the size difference with Manny Pacquiao.
It's a little closer, I think, like in body type, Manny and Mikey, because they're coming from lower divisions.
Right. Should be interesting. Hopefully it happens, and let's see what happens.
Would you rather see Manny and Mikey or Manny and Spence?
I think first I want to see Spence have a regular fight, maybe even like a lesser opponent after his car. That's the car accident. Like that was brutal. So I really want to see him fight like somebody maybe of a lesser caliber first. See everything is good, just for the health wise, and then so I guess Manny Pacquiao and Garcia.
Yeah, but that tells you too, like how gangster Errol is, because Errol doesn't want to tune up. He keeps saying he wants to go into a big fight right away.
Yeah. Yeah, I like Errol Spence, man.
Like, oh, damn, okay. Like, all right, more power to you.
Yeah, I mean, him going to, he went to England to fight Kelly Brook.
Yeah.
Whooped him over there. I was like, yo, he's the real deal.
Yeah, he is. Do you think Crawford, how do you think that plays out in your opinion? And like, where do you rate Crawford in all this?
I mean, who has he really fought? He's a great fighter. He's good. But you want to see a competition. Like, all the fights are being made on Fox with top guys. So it's sad, but you got to fight good competition to be talked about, where you have on PBC, you have the top guys fighting each other. You have Manny Pacquiao, Earl Spence, Keith Thurman, everybody, basically. So hopefully the fights get made. That's why with the promotions,
A lot of fans would say, like, well, they've kind of frozen Crawford out of these fights, like, because he's calling everybody out, but nobody wants to fight him.
Well, I guess he signed with the wrong guy, I mean, where they have no competition for him.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
That's why I feel like boxing needs to get that, a little bit fixed up. Once all the big fights get made, it'll be truly amazing. And the top guys fight top guys. That's why I really like what the World Boxing Super Series was doing. Well, like we finally found who the real true cruiserweight champion is. With Usyk winning. That was really cool. hopefully, but then next season it was horrible. I don't think it really finished, right?
Yeah, I think they still have like one more left, like one more
Yeah.
fight that got pushed back.
Yeah, so I think
Yeah,
the
yeah.
the idea was awesome, but then it just kind of went to
It's kind of after the
south.
first season, it kind of went south. That's
Yeah.
true. I have hope because we saw Wilder and Fury, you know.
Right.
So
We saw Manny Pacquiao and Mayweather fight too, so these fights could be made.
I have hope that Crawford will get these fights because a lot of people rank him number one pound for pound. They feel like he's the best guy, like in all of boxing, pound for pound.
He's definitely up there, Him, Chenko is really good. Like I mean, boxing is really in a good spot right now. I mean, a lot of great fighters, a lot of young fighters coming up. So it's cool, I mean, hopefully we just get like the promoters to make good fights together,
That's why it's always what it comes down to is the promoters, with these things. Which,
Well, the federations, you have 4 major federations, 4 world champions. So it's like a guy that doesn't really know boxing is like, who's the world champion? It's like, no.
Yeah. Don't get me started on the sanctioning bodies, bro, because I'm not a fan of the sanctioning bodies. Like I'll start going off because that whole thing it's confusing to people. It's confusing,
right.
And you got.
If you're a fan, you know the deal, but like then it's like you're not a fan, and you tell somebody like what? You lose them after saying, "Wow, you got 4 belts." Like what? Yeah, that's awesome. Who's the champion?
Well, but the other thing too is that kind of like avoids the best fighting the best because you got your mandatories and then you got your super champions and then this and this champion and you're just like what the
Right, but then it's like the best fighting the best, but then it's like one fight. Like I got dropped out of the WBC, IBF, and WO rankings, even though I was top 3.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not in the top 15 no more. That was just
like completely dropped out.
Yeah, which is kind of like. I mean, I don't really. Well, I feel like if I win my next fight, I'd be probably back in there. Mm-hmm. But still, it's like, what the fuck?
I would have thought your place would have been switched with Helenius wherever he was ranked.
Right. Yeah. So whatever. It's crazy. So but it's like I mean, you take it. It is what it is. I mean, you just gotta focus on yourself. You gotta win, and then hopefully you make it again. But then you have like somebody like Oscar Rivas, who's like top 5 in the WBC, but he lost his last fight. Which is like, how is he ranked so? Which is like, it's weird, like I don't really get it. Right? Can you say to me?
I've seen fighters petition to get their rankings moved up. Right. So I don't know, maybe contact.
I mean, it doesn't matter. Like, I don't really, I got, like, for me, key is winning and hopefully getting a title shot. But then boxing has its own rules, and if you're a fan, you know how, or like if you follow it, you know how it goes, right? So all you gotta do is put on good fights. You gotta train, you gotta win, and hope your manager's the right thing. Which I'm in great hands, I think, with Al Heyman and Keith Connolly. So I think everything will be all right.
You got a group of heavyweights there in your area, and are you cool with them, or you kind of see them as future opponents? And I'm referring to Otto Wallin and Big Baby Miller. What's your relationship?
Yeah, so it's awesome. Yeah, being Otto cool, being Miller awesome too. Like I know Miller for years. I mean, we came up together in Gleason's gym as amateurs, so I knew him for a good 15, 16 years. So it's awesome. Yeah, it's awesome. He's doing so well. So me and him are cool. Otto was great too. Like he's a cool dude. When I fought Charles Martin, he helped me out. When I fought Arthur Shkrika, he helped me out. So it's been great, I'm cool with these guys. I'm happy he's doing well after catching, the virus. But it's like we're regular guys. Like this is our job. I mean, we're cool dudes. Like it's we all trying to feed our families.
Because I was gonna get to it. You got to think at some point because you guys are all heavyweights and you guys are all top rated that you guys might end up fighting each other and would that be kind of weird?
I don't think so. I mean, we sparred before. Now you just take gloves off. I mean, well, with Miller, unless it's really something from something about the high stakes, I wouldn't really want to fight him because just because we knew each other for so long. I mean, unless it's for a belt or something or crazy amount of money, I think it makes sense, you know. But so I mean, but if that's what you gotta do. I mean, that's what you gotta do. You know, I don't think any of us can be like, oh, I don't want to fight him or anything like that.
Yeah, Big David Miller's a funny guy, man. He cracks me up.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's a good dude.
Yeah. He's a funny guy. Well, hey, Adam, man, good stuff. I appreciate this talk. It was good chatting with you.
Thank you.
Care, and let me know too when you get a date, or if you ever want to chat again, man. Just let me know.
Awesome. Thank you.
I appreciate it, man. Have a good one, okay?
Yeah, you too. Stay safe.
All right, you too.
Yo, yes, you. Thank you so much for watching this video, and make sure to subscribe for more videos of your favorite fighters over here on Fight Up TV, and give us a follow online as well at Fight Up TV on Twitter and on Instagram. We appreciate it, guys.